actually have to go and bring the cows back in the barn because our custom manure pit pumper guys are on their way. So we gotta get the cows in the barn because they're gonna be running a hose through all the pastures. So we gotta have the fence line down for them to get through. So that's my plan. Hopefully we go as good getting the cows in this early. But yeah, so should be a real treat for you guys to see them because they have some really nice machinery. Sorry about the wind. Looks like they're moving pretty good. There's a few stragglers out that way. Come on, girls. Let's go.
Yep, that is Jennifer on a farm-all. The pigs must be flying today. Alright, they're here now. I took some of that video there of them stirring. You can see that's a little more impressive of an operation than the one we had in there. But now they'll hook a hose onto that when they're ready and run it all the way out to the field and pump it all the way out there. So we got to go take a fence down here so they can get through running across the field here.
You can kind of see the hose going across the field. Driveway, then it'll go up all the way to that cornfield. I know.
Think that tractor's gonna fit through there?
Yeah, I think it'll fit through there.
I don't.
It fit. Flat right now, isn't it?
What's that iron dog? Would you let that wait till the manure goes through?
He just checks everything out. Okay, so now they got the hose hooked up there to the agitator and the pump. Then they'll run that hose and connect it to the end of it there.
No one's driving the tractor. No one's driving the tractor, Mom.
No one was driving the tractor?
We missed this spot. Ow. We missed this spot. Don't drive the tractor. Oh. He's got big wheels on that.
Yeah, they run all New Holland tractors. They're pretty impressive. I would totally take this if they gave it to me. I will show you my New Holland tractor. It's just mine. Here's my New Holland tractor. It's a little smaller, but it's still pretty impressive. This is the big air compressor that they use. Then when they're done emptying the pit, then they've got right there that foam ball, and then they use the air compressor to push it through, and then it runs cleans out all the manure that's left in the line.
All right, well, they got it all emptied out now. That little flap thing there, I got to dig it out a little, but that's the end of the pipe that's plugged, so we can get at that now anyway. And now all they're doing, they just hook an air compressor up to the hose, and they got a foam ball they blow through there, blow it all the way out to the field and clean out the hose. So they're just about done.
There we go. They're all loaded up.
Can I press it again?
All right, we're up here in the field now where they were pumping that manure. They wound up only having about an acre left that didn't get covered, so that turned out really good. They got it empty down below the pipe there, which I guess I showed you that before. But so we'll kind of look here and see. I can show you what it looks like before and after they go through it with that tiller. All right, here's what it was before: just corn stubble from chopping and just solid dirt there, and you get here and it's really torn up nice. It doesn't take much. Maybe hit it light with the disc and a little bit of a finish harrow, and be ready to plant. So that'll work out pretty nice. But yeah, they wound up with just a little corner here, about an acre maybe. So that worked out really good. Well, we started jetting. We're down here in the lagoon. This is the door I talked about that was in the lagoon that is supposed to be flipped down shut so it can't flow back into the barn if you open it up from the other end, which it was flipped up like this. The latches are bent that hold it down. But anyway, we were running the jetter in here. We got in about 50 feet. It was going pretty good, and then all of a sudden we hit what I'm assuming is the clog in there, and then it really started to slow down. Then I was getting too much material behind the hose, so by the time we got the hose, able to get the hose pulled back out, we ran out of water in his machine, so he's running to get a refill on the water, and we'll come back and try it again. And I'm assuming, I think about 50 feet. Let's see. Yeah, we're down there. So yeah, we're probably, I don't know, maybe at the other side of this bank someplace. I think it's about 150 feet, maybe 160 from the pump to the outlet here. So we're in there a little ways, but then that's what I kind of figured it. We ran about a barn cleaner full through there after that pile of shavings that I put in that I figured plugged it. So that would have pushed it out at least halfway, probably. And it did go down a little bit more after that, after we worked on it for a while, but then it stopped completely. So hopefully one more tank load we can get through it. Did my tape stay on there?
Yeah, it's right up here now. So you're that far from the truck to you. That's how far in you are.
Yeah.
Tape right here. So ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the third tank of water. Okay, so yesterday Alan went and we had a guy come to help us jet out the pipe. If you followed our channel at all, go back, to some of our older videos. If you haven't followed our channel, around January we ended up with our manure pit pipe, which is right there. You can see that's where it comes out of the barn into the manure pit. Anyway, it plugged. So we ended up having to clean barn by hand for over a month, and then Alan kind of jimmy rigged a vertical pump, and so that's where you've got you see there, the PVC pipes on stands. That's what we've been using now since then to clean barn. And it's been working pretty good, but you can't run like any bedding or anything through there. So after our manure pit finally got fully emptied, see, we were finally able to see the end of that pipe to get it jetted to get the clog out. Okay, so Alan was kind of wrong. He spoke earlier in a video about how it's like over 150 feet from this end of the pipe to the manure pit in the barn. It's actually like 127. He measured it. So we finally thought we hit the clog. I didn't get any footage of it because Alan's dad and I were right in the middle of milking cows, but we were in the barn milking cows and we heard the jetter under the barn. So we thought, hooray, we finally got the clog out. Problem is though, is all of a sudden Alan was getting nothing but pure sand coming back from the jetter. And they measured the hose and they had 137 feet of hose in the pipe. And like I said, it's only 127 feet to the pump in the barn. So, we probably have a bigger problem than we even thought. Alan is thinking that either the plastic pipe underneath the barn came apart or it broke, cracked, something. And the jetter, instead of going all the way to the pump, it was actually outside of the pipe. Not good. So now we've got a few options. Number one is Alan goes around there and digs it out to see if they can see anything, where the jetter left the pipe, and if it's something that we can fix. Now, if the jetter got pretty much underneath the barn before it went out wherever the pipe is busted, it's almost like impossible to try and fix a broken pipe that's underneath the barn. So if that is the problem, then our next idea we're bouncing around is getting a manure auger and just using that, and then you would just take the manure from the pit in the barn and auger it out into a manure spreader. So then you would just be having to haul manure every day. So yeah, not the news we wanted by any means, but it's one of those things where something weird happened. So, like I said, I have no idea what our plans are going to be for sure yet, so just kind of stay tuned. But yeah, like I said, if you want to follow along with the issues we had this winter, check out the videos that we had. They were the Manure Wars videos. And yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now.